See, you mentioned something very important, half-truths. See, I will tell you, half-truths are the most difficult to debunk. Okay? Because they have some elements of truth. So someone who doesn't know much about it, but he knows, oh, this is true. So they assume, okay, if this is true and I know, then the rest, which I don't know, must be true. And that's so difficult for anybody else to come and start saying, okay, this is true, but this is not true. Well, most people on the space they will find it difficult to believe anything else that anybody says. Now, unfortunately, I've been trying to engage some of our colleagues on LinkedIn who write so many of these stories. Okay. Now, just like I told you, I don't read too well. Okay. I have what we'll call aphasia. Okay. So I don't read too well. So when I read a little bit, I try to engage with the person by talking verbally. Like I called you or you called me and we talked. Okay. That's the way I like to engage, because I can't read a lot of details that people put out. But many of them are not willing to even have a little chat, but they like to write a lot. But if you want to engage them verbally, they are very reluctant. I talked to some other people online, and they say, hey, what they see and think is that they may not be the people actually penning all these stories.
I get that. So okay. Yeah, like you can buy a content writer.
Yeah. So they are not willing to engage you verbally, because the post they put out there, is not theirs. Okay. Now, when I heard that, I said, wow, okay, that may be true, but it's a very big deal if people get content writers to write all these kind of details and put out. Why would they do that? Okay. Why would they deliberately do that? What do you think?
Well, I think that you see, brings us back to the basics, and I could argue with some people, and my argument might not really hold, because sometimes majority tends to win every argument.
Yeah,
like even in democracy,
Yeah.
But
and
you could feel yes, you could feel a few other guys who operate with you in that same frequency. And I tell people, it's a question of content and container. A lot of people prefer to put emphasis on the container, while others put a lot of work on the content.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people just like to brand themselves. You like to put so much work on how they appear.
Yeah.
Okay. And while a whole lot of people put a lot of work on who they are, what they consume.
Yeah.
Quality of what they consume. So when an opportunity comes like this, they can engage with anybody. I mean, I can engage with anybody.
Anybody. Yeah.
Anybody from any part of the world. I'm not worried. I'm not afraid. We spar, we exchange ideas.
Yeah.
And we feel better. but I think it's just about the 21st century where we're so much in a hurry.
Mm.
We just want to brand, we just want to look um good on the outside, but
Yeah.
nothing inside. And I tell you for free, this post that series that I did about slave trade, colonialism, and all of that got a lot of very wealthy men coming into my DM.
Mm.
And we engaged quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are not guys in my socially. We're not in the same career socially.
Yeah.
Like a one-time senator jumped into my DM to say, man, I read all your posts and I like that. Let's
Yeah.
keep it going. A whole lot of guys. But it shows you where the shift is. People are so much into delayed gratification, into instant gratification,
Yeah.
like I said the other time, as against delayed gratification.
Well, see, I get the instant
Gratification.
I see I have difficulty with words. So I understand that, but I don't understand people getting writers to write what they know they can't personally defend.
I mean, one guy that I follow, I've forgotten his name. He's into personal growth like this.
Yeah.
He says that lies sell in business, in relationships.
Yeah, but my issue is this: all of us are Africans, okay, and I want to believe that we all are eager to see Africa progress. Okay, so putting out things you cannot personally defend and you put it out in your name and you're not willing to engage to defend it, why would you do that?
It doesn't speak well, really.
Yeah.
It doesn't speak well. And I think most people who do this thing hide under the excuse that they are busy. They cannot. They need
they can't say they are busy because they are always posting. Okay, they post multiple times a day, so they can't say that they are busy because they're always there. Okay, pushing out content multiple times a day. Okay, so anytime I log in, I see a new post from them. But when I try to engage them, I mean, just for 5 minutes, 10 minutes discussion, they back out. So that's when
it's a business. We have copywriters, people who write. Is it copywriters they call them? They just write. So
that's good. That's good. You can have copywriters do the donkey work for you, but you can't be getting copywriters to write things and post them in your name, things you
can't defend it.
Cannot defend. That means you don't actually believe in it.
I get the point.
Okay.
I get the point, but I mean that's it. But me, I write all my content myself. Yeah. I write all my content every day. I mean,
anyway,
that way.
Anyway, let's leave that. So